Welcome to the Reed Report. Thank you guys for taking the time to hear me out on this new video concerning a new contract. Be sure to smash that like button on your way in. I really appreciate it. Just to show your support. Be sure to also hit the subscribe button. Be sure to, leave a comment on the video after. I really do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The Bills have come a long way since the days of J.P. Lossman, Trent Edwards, Ryan Fitzpatrick, E.J. Manuel, Nate Peterman. They've had a lot of quarterbacks that didn't exactly pan out in that franchise. A lot of guys that they probably thought were going to be the next big thing. And when you looked at the organization, you just saw a franchise that was just cursed, probably. They're just a team that's there to be made fun of. We know the history of the 4 straight Super Bowls, and all 4 they lost, something that I'm sure the players around that time will probably never get over. Things have changed in Buffalo. For the good, for the great, almost the great, almost the excellent. The Bills are a team that has gone through the fire. They've gone through the fire, and now they finally have their guy in Josh Allen. They have their quarterback, the face of the franchise. Last year, Allen helped lead the Bills to their first division title since 1995, and it was also the first ever division championship they've won since the realignment back in 2002, in their first AFC championship game since 1993. Allen signed for 6 years and $150 million guaranteed with the Buffalo Bills. And when you think about it, man, he definitely earned that money. Because this is a guy who came into the league in 2018. He went 5-6 that year. You didn't really hear a big buzz around Josh Allen, but I'm sure if you were paying attention, you knew that this was a guy who had the potential if he just continued to work and, perfected his craft and just continued to try and get better. And, that really showed off because in 2019, they were able to go 10-6. He threw for 20 touchdowns and he rushed for 9 touchdowns. And he got the Bills to the playoffs. It was the second time since 1999 that they made it to the playoffs because Tyrod Taylor was a guy that helped lead them there in 2017. So he got them there for the second time since 99. And that's a pretty big deal because when you look at the numbers he put up and the effort he put in against games like the New England Patriots, you saw that the Bills are starting to build towards something here because they're losing to the Patriots close now. And you could tell that there was a shift that was definitely coming because in 2020, Josh Allen really helped them turn it up a notch. They made a trade for Stephon Diggs, which proved that was what Josh Allen was missing and that was what he needed because he had an MVP caliber season. They finished 13-3, second best record in the AFC to the Chiefs. Allen threw for over 4,500 yards. He had 37 touchdowns passing and 8 rushing touchdowns, and they finally dethroned the New England Patriots for the AFC East championship. Now, it's funny because back in 2002, and I did a video on this months ago after they clinched the AFC East. So back in 2002, when the divisions realigned, when the Houston Texans came into the league and we got an even 32 teams, the Jets had won the first ever AFC East championship. New England would go on to win from 2003 all the way to 2007. And then Brady got hurt in 2008. And then who would win it? The Miami Dolphins. So after Brady came back in 2009, I know you guys know the story, but I love telling it. The Patriots won the division from 2009 all the way up to 2019. And last year in 2020, the Bills finally won the AFC East. Josh Allen became just the third quarterback in almost 20 years to win the AFC East. Chad Pennington won it in 2002 with the Jets. Brady won it every year, of course, with the Patriots. Chad Pennington won it again in 2008 with the Dolphins. And then Josh Allen finally won it in 2020 with the Bills. So interesting story when you guys go back and look on your own time at all the quarterbacks that have won divisions since the realignment. The list in the AFC East, because of Tom Brady, is a very short list, and Josh Allen did that. Anyway, notable wins last year in 2020 were against they beat the Rams, they beat the Dolphins twice, so they weren't just beating, bad teams. The Dolphins didn't make the playoffs, but they did finish 10-6, and they had a top-ranked defense. They beat New England twice, like we said, finally dethroned them. They beat the Seahawks. They beat the Steelers in prime time. They had some big wins, and they looked good in those wins. Now, they did lose games like to the Titans and the Kansas City Chiefs. But when they got into the postseason, they were able to defeat the Colts 27-24. They defeated the Ravens 17-3, and then they ran up against the Chiefs, a team that we are looking at, and we can clearly point out and say this is going to be the hurdle that Josh Allen has to get his team over. Now, of course, we know it's not all on him, but when you're the quarterback, you're getting that money. If you're going to get, they get all the blame when they lose, and they get the majority of the credit when they win. So, of course, the focal point is Josh Allen has to be the guy that lead them. Now, the coaches and everyone have to put him in good positions, but this is mainly about Josh Allen. They did lose to the Chiefs 38-24 in the AFC Championship game, but that's fine because they're new. They're still new to the scene. So, with him having that contract now, the expectations has just gotten bigger for him. Way bigger, because this contract says, hey, it's not enough to just get to the AFC Championship game this year. It was a great season they had last year, but now you have to show that it wasn't a fluke. You have to show that it wasn't an aberration. You have to show that it wasn't on accident. That's what they have to prove now. And the way to prove that is, to be honest, you have to beat New England again. You have to win the AFC East again. You have to do those things. That's the first step. That's hard, but that's the first step. So that's not going to be easy for them. And another step is, they played the Chiefs in Week 5 this year on NBC in Kansas City. It's not that if they lose that game, the sky's falling, everything is done, the Bills are done. It's, you can lose that game, but you want to win that game to prove a point, especially on the road. You want to win a game like that because you want people, you do. You want people knowing that you are capable of beating the team that they think is going to be a major roadblock, in terms of you getting to where you want to go, and that's to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. Now, if they do lose that game, they have to win it in the playoffs. That's pretty much a must, because they also play teams like the Buccaneers, they play the Steelers, of course they play the Patriots twice, play the Dolphins twice, they play Tennessee, and they got the Carolina shut up, I hate you guys. They got my Panthers, and that's going to be the toughest of them all. Whatever, guys, don't laugh at me. Anyway, so yeah, they do have those teams, and they have to win. Honestly, they have to win the majority of those games. He have to lead them to win the majority of those games to show that last year wasn't an aberration. This contract is not a mistake for you guys to pay me. The Bills now, led by Josh Allen, now have a lot of pressure on them. And when I look at a guy like that, seeing his progression, I think he can handle the pressure. I believe they'll be fine. I'm not going to give a prediction just yet. I'm going to wait till the season is a little bit closer. Right now we're in the preseason, so continue to stay tuned and hear me out on more videos like this. Leave a comment. Tell me what you guys think about the Buffalo Bills. Did Josh Allen deserve this contract? Will the Bills make it to the playoffs? Will they win a division? Will they make it to the Super Bowl? Will they win the Super Bowl? Tell me what you guys think. Appreciate you guys for hearing me out. Until next time, peace.